Good evening. Thank you for taking this
Good
time to
evening.
speak with me today. I'm conducting this interview as a part of my assignment on effectiveness and professionalism, where I'm learning about
Mhm.
how professionals like yourself define and practice effectiveness in the workplace. I really appreciate your insights and experience on this topic. Before we begin, could you please introduce yourself, your role, your organization, and your professional background?
Hello, good evening. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to express myself on the aspects of our daily life and work life, where we can be more productive and effective. Um, I am working as a specialist in a tier tier one organization, Japanese automobile organization, and we are practicing various methods, ways, and using our experience to make our work more productive and efficient on day-to-day basis. So for me, I think being productive and effective has a lot of elements inside it. Let's say, for example, we need to be good in communication. We need to be maintaining transparency within our team members. We need to be clear on what we know and what we don't know, which is a part of a very effective communication. Because let's say if we say I know, and when it comes to the real performance and test we don't perform, it will break the trust of the person who is assigning you the job to be done wholly by you, because he is or she is relying on your actions and results for that task, which is connected not only with your performance, but also with his performance and key performance indicators. So everything is connected, and to perform well, we need to be transparent. We need to be honest to ourselves. We need to make a habit that yes, what we don't know, and there is no fear. There should not be no fear of what we don't know, because we are not perfect. We are learning every day. We are given a position in the organization to contribute towards a common objective. So the organization, they define the objectives, the key performance indicators for an individual and as a team. So an individual plays a part to work and perform based on the KPIs to match with the final results of the team. If an individual fails, the team is also lacking behind in the performance. Yeah, that's how I would like to start with my expression. Yeah, thank you.
So to start, like in your experience, what does it mean for a working professional to be effective, and how would you define effectiveness in the workplace? Like you can also share a real world example of effectiveness that you have observed or practiced.
All right. To be effective, we need to have effective leaders, first of all.
Okay.
Every team is having leaders. Every team is having core specialist members and staff members.
Okay.
So everything starts from a leader. A leader has to be humble. A leader has to be modest.
Okay.
A leader has to be a guiding light, in the sense that the leader is growing, first of all, for his own career, and also is fostering the growth of his team. So when there is a collaborative spirit within the team, that makes the communication more effective, and that's the first thing for an effective communication, that builds trust within the team. And effectiveness, and when that trust builds, you get motivated to perform. You feel free to communicate with your colleagues or your leaders to express where your blocking point is,
Okay.
where you are stuck, so that they can help you out to come out of that blocking point or the bottleneck from their experience. Yeah.
That's great. Those are some
So-
very powerful words. Yeah, please do continue. Please do continue.
So, plus not only this, then we have certain tools for bringing out the effectiveness in our results.
Okay.
As I said, when the task is given, we need to manage it in a way that we are providing the desired results. So, effectiveness also leads to the path of your commitment towards your work. For example, in our day-to-day life, we have decided to deliver this task by this time, which is a commitment. And if you are not adhering with the commitment, if you are not fulfilling with the commitment, it breaks the result to the customer, which is important. Okay, so that is another aspect that we need to be very much particular.
Okay.
What we are committing, we are giving. And if at all there are some delays happening or there are some things that has to be pre-estimated before we commit to our customer, that has to be pre-estimated.
Okay.
That we should take enough time. We should take enough time to give the pre-estimation to the customer. This is going to happen like this. This is going to be the cost that will be incurring. This is going to the time we will take by taking a full margin. Full margin means it's just not the delivery. It means you are checking, you are validating, and you are confirming everything is as per the requirement. And at the end, when it is fully validated by the leader, by your leader or the project leader, then please, you are good to go to submit that thing to your customer. So yeah, these are some of the points I would like to share. Thank you.
That's great. That's very insightful points. Now, moving on to my second question. As you said earlier, you work in an automobile company in Japan, and the work culture in Japan is very time bound and very ethical in nature. So, managing time efficiently is a very key aspect of being effective. How do you personally manage your time to ensure maximum productivity and effectiveness? And do you follow any specific strategies, habits, or any such things in your life?
Well, first of all is safety and health, which is very, very important.
Okay.
Safety and health are the two important factors which keep you motivated and positive to do any task, whether it is related to your personal life or whether it is related to your work life.
Okay.
So unless and until you are secure and safe, you will always be having a stress in your mind, which will pull you back to achieve your results, to meet your expectations, to meet the commitments internally and externally with the customer, which is related to your core task. That's first thing. Be safe, be healthy first.
Okay.
Second thing, priority management is very important. There will be hundreds of tasks or multiple tasks you will be handling at one time, but you should always have your activity list ready, defined with the priorities, always consulting with your internal and external customers to understand the priorities on day-to-day basis. You have been able to do some progress in your task, but you should always be looking at the priority you have assigned to the task by consulting with your internal and external customers or the requesters of the tasks to make it more effective to achieve your KPIs. But don't forget your KPIs and objectives. Your KPIs and objectives are the main factors or parameters to evaluate your performance. So you should not be ignoring those objectives and KPIs, but within those parameters, you will be assigning the priorities to your task to be more effective in your performance. And when you are effective in your performance, or when you're productive in your performance, obviously the results will be meeting the expectations and the commitments you have made to your internal and external customers. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, that's great. Those answers were really perfect. Now coming on to some personal advice on professional growth. So for young professionals like me who are entering the workforce soon, what advice would you give on becoming more effective in our careers?
For a workforce, young workforce at an entry level, where you have no experience, but only you have the knowledge you have gained from your studies for the last so many years you have done in your schools, in your universities, and all the activities you have been involved to own your personal skills, personality, etc. Please, first of all, look back for a while and try to extract all those positive points in yourself or strengths in yourself to start moving in your career. That's the first thing before you step in. But don't forget that you don't have any experience. If you don't have any experience, then definitely you will be starting with a learner for at least first 5 years in your career. First 5 years means you have to develop a lot of skills: patience, perseverance, adaptability, flexibility, because you will be moved around to various departments in the organization to connect with so many people of various attitudes, various tastes, various likes and dislikes, various experiences. You need to understand, or you need to learn to understand a person when you're going to make a request to that person for a work or a job or get support from people. Unless and until you understand people, you will not be able to connect with them. So be patient, develop perseverance, learn as much as you can in the first 5 years of your job. Try to be like a long-term, long-visioned person. Why? Because mostly people try to hop jobs. Let's say after 6 months they're not satisfied because of too much pressure or too much challenges they are not able to face in the organization. But those challenges are there to mold you, to mold your mind, how to adjust in that environment, how to be adaptable in the environment, how to step back and step forward when it is required. There are so many things you need to learn in the life. And that's the real game of life when you're going to enter into a company to work. So, first step, be a long-term player, learn more, extract as much as you can from the experience, give a lot of value to the company, contribute as much as you can to the company, add value to yourself, add value to the company, so that, let's say, who knows, you may be working there for a longer period of time, you may be working there for a lifetime, who knows. But let's say if you leave that company, if you leave the organization, you will be leaving with all the respect by the experience or by the contributions and by the attitude you have shown in that company. Thank you.
Wow, that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing your insights today. Your experience and advice have been really valuable. So, before we wrap up, is there any final thought or key takeaway you would like to share?
Just, I would only say that attitude really matters.
Okay.
And for young kids, we are too young to understand all these things. Who are at entry level, we are having a lot of enthusiasm to grow, and at times we become too much overambitious that we forget to see our destination on the path we are moving. So let's not be deviated by all the overambitiousness in our path, in a career path. Let's not be deviated by other distractions. Just stick to the basic principles, and I think everything should be fine. Yeah.
That's great. That's really great. I truly appreciate your time, and I've learned a lot from this conversation. And I will be sharing this conversation with my classmates as well, and the learnings that you have imparted to us. Looking forward to applying these insights in my own journey as well. Thank you once again for this extremely good answers that you have given to these questions, and thank you so much.